Hello students, today we are going to learn about 13th group element part 3 borax and boric acid and boron trifluoride. Now stop saying I wish, start saying I will. So you definitely doing the best. Now we are take borax. And do you know that tinkle? What is it? Tinkle. And it is not the ore of tin. It is nothing but crude borax. So tinkle is nothing but crude borax. And borax as the formula, what is it? It is Na2B4O7.10H2O. So the crude borax, which is nothing but a tinkle, which consists of, that is 52% of borax. 52% of borax. Okay. Now this borax formula is otherwise written as this Na2 and B4O5 OH 4 times dot 8H2O. So generally borax is Na2B4O7 dot decahydrate. Deca means 10. So decahydrate. But it is considered as tetranuclear units. This is the tetranuclear units. So it will be written as Na2B4O5OH4 times. Now we may take this alone. What is it? It is B4O5 and OH4 times 2 minus. B4O5OH4 times 2 minus. Then it is a structure, it is tetrahedral unit. So that here boron and oxygen and boron and oxygen and here boron, oxygen and here boron, oxygen. So 4 oxygen is there. 4 oxygen and one more oxygen O and here O, and here it is OH and OH and OH, and here there is OH, and here B minus, there is 2 B minus units, 2 B minus units, and here 2 of the boron, this boron is sp2 hybridization. It is also sp2 hybridization, and another 2 boron is sp3 hybridization. sp3 hybridization. So we may take the borax structure, that is commonly tinkle. Then there are 2 types of hybridization in the case of B4. B4 there is 2 types of hybridization, and it is normal boron. And another one boron is also present, then it is known as Jeweller's borax. Jeweller's borax are called as octahedral borax. So that it is Jeweller's borax. Jeweller's borax are called as octahedral borax. Octahedral borax. And what is the formula? Is nothing but Na2B4O7.5H2O. Na2B4O7.5H2O. If it is 10H2O, then it is, that is a normal borax are called as tinkle. Then if it is 5H2O, then it is known as Jeweler borax or octahedral borax. And the third borax, it is borax glass. Borax glass. What is that borax glass formula? It is Na2B4O7. It is anhydrous borax. Anhydrous borax, which is known as borax glass, or which is known as, that is, sodium tetraborate. Sodium tetraborate, which is known as borax glass. Now, we may take the preparation methods of borax. Preparation method of borax. So, preparation of borax. The common borax we are taken, that is Na2B4O7 dot 10H2O. And the preparation of borax, it is from colemanite. It is from colemanite. What is that? Colemanite. So, what is that colemanite? It is the ore of boron. Ore of boron, it is colemanite. Formula for colemanite, Ca2B6O11. It is colemanite. So, Ca2B6O11, that is colemanite. Colemanite is treated with sodium carbonate. Sodium carbonate and that is water. Sodium carbonate and water. Then it will be gives, that is Na2B4O7, and here that is calcium carbonate CaCO3 and calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide. Now we want to balance it. Here there is a 6 boron and here 4 boron. So, to balance it, we may take that to 2 here. So, 2 into 6, that is 12. And here 4, so that it is 3. So, 3 into 4, it is 12. So, boron is balanced. Now, calcium. Calcium, 4 calcium is there. And here calcium and calcium, so that 1 calcium is lost. So, here that is 3 calcium. 3 calcium. And carbonate, that is 3 CO3 is there, so that here that is 3 CO3. Now sodium 3 Na2, 3 Na2, 3 Na2. Now hydrogen here only H2O, so 2 hydrogen, and oxygen, and here that is carbonate. We are taking balanced, and oxygen, and we are taken oxygen, it is 11 plus, so 2 into 11, so we may take that oxygen, and it is 22, and carbonate is balanced, and here 1, so 23. So 3 into 1, it is 21, and 2, so 23, so it is balanced. So we may take from colemanite, we may get the borax. May get here borax. Now, we may take the properties of borax. Properties of borax. And the first property, borax is in aqueous solution, that will be produces alkali or the basic nature. So, we may take that basic nature. Basic nature. How it will be produces a basic nature? When borax in aqueous solution, it will be produces boric acid and sodium hydroxide. We are take borax, that is Na2B4O7, and it is boiled with water, and it will be produces H3BO3. H3BO3 is nothing but boric acid and sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide. So here 2 Na, so we are taken here 2, and 4B4, so that 4, and hydrogen, it is 12. So it is 4 into 3, 12, and 14. So we are take, it is 7 molecules of water. Now here boric acid is a weak acid. Boric acid is a weak acid. And sodium hydroxide is a strong base. So, totally it will be produces a basic solution. So, aqueous solution of borax is basic in nature because sodium hydroxide which has the strongest base. So, aqueous solution of borax is basic in nature. Okay. The second property, it is borax bead test. Borax bead test. So, how will you make the borax bead test? Here, we may take a borax, that is Na2B4O7.10H2O, and it is on heating. It is on heating. It will be gives a swells up or swollen mass. So, borax on heating, it loses 10 molecule of water. All the molecule of water is lost by a borax, so that it will be swells up. So, we may get Na2B4O7, that is a sodium tetraborate. Sodium tetraborate. Further on heating, it is further on heating, we may get, that is NaBO2 and B2O3. So, 2Na, so it is 2NaBO2 and B2O3. Then it is a colorless bead. It is a colorless bead. So, colorless bead is uptime. And the bead which is due to, that is boric anhydride, B2O3. Then, how will you get a colored bead? Suppose here this boric anhydride, B2O3, is reacted with metallic oxide, manganese oxide. Then, we may get here MnBO2 twice, that is manganese borate. Manganese borate. This manganese borate is a violet colored bead. Violet colored bead. So, it is a violet bead. The same way here this B2O3 is treated with FeO, ferric oxide. Then we may get Fe and BO2 twice, that is iron borate, iron metaborate. And this iron metaborate is a yellowish brown bead. Yellowish brown bead. So, a yellowish brown bead is uptime. And the same way B2O3 is reacted with CuO, cupric oxide, or metallic oxide. This metallic oxide, then we may get, it is Cu and BO2 twice, then it is a green bead. It is a green bead. So, by a bead test, what is the application? We may identify the basic radical in qualitative analysis. So, what is a basic radical? It is a basic radical because these are all metal. Metal oxides are basic in nature. So, we may identify, that is the basic radical. Basic radical. What is that basic radical here? That is Mn2 plus here, and Fe2 plus and Cu2 plus. These are all basic radical which is identified in qualitative analysis. So, it is used to identify the basic radical in qualitative analysis, that is borax bead test. Then borax bead test consists of, that is sodium metaborate and boric anhydride. Sodium metaborate and boric anhydride is a colorless bead when it is dipped with platinum wire, and we may get the different color. From that different color, we may identify the basic radical of a metal oxide. Now, we may take the third property. Then, it is reaction with acids. Reaction with acids. So, borax Na2B4O7 is reacted with HCl, hydrochloric acid, and in aqueous solution, so we are adding that water. Then Na and Cl is there, so that NaCl. So the main product is, that is H3BO3. H3BO3 is nothing but boric acid, and NaCl, sodium chloride. Now we may balance B4, so that 1 boron, so that it is 4. Now sodium 2, so that here that is 2. So 2 chlorine and here 2 chlorine. Now hydrogen. How many hydrogen is there? It is 12. So it is 12. 2 hydrogen is there, so that remaining 10 nitrogen, so balanced by 5 molecules of water. So that it is 5H2O. Now oxygen. Oxygen, it is a 7 and 5. It is 12. So that it is 12. So it is balanced. So it is the preparation method of boric acid. Preparation method of boric acid. How will you prepare boric acid from borax? Is nothing but borax is treated with the acid and water gives us boric acid and NaCl. The same way here, that is Na2B4O7 is treated with sulfuric acid, concentrated sulfuric acid, and also that it is water. Then it will be gives the same way, it is boric acid, H3BO3, and Na2 is there and sulfate is there, so that it is sodium sulfate, Na2SO4 instead of sodium chloride. Now the same balance, Na2 is there, B4 is there, and 1 boron, so it is a 4. And hydrogen, it is 2 hydrogen, sulfate is balanced. Now it is 12 hydrogen and 2 hydrogen minus, so it is a 5 molecule of water. So how will you prepare boric acid from borax? Borax is treated with concentrated sulfuric acid or hydrochloric acid. We are getting boric acid. Is a preparation method of boric acid. Okay. And the next one. From borax, how will you get boron nitride? So we may take the fourth one, that is preparation of boric nitride. So we may take that borax Na2B4O7 is treated with, borax is treated with ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride. When borax is treated with ammonia or ammonium chloride, we are get, that is boron nitride, Bn, and also it is B2O3, and Na2 is there, so that we are get sodium chloride and water. Sodium chloride and water. Now balance the equation. There is 2 sodium, so that we are taking, that is 2 NaCl, and so 2 Cl, so that here that is 2. Now boron, 4 boron, here 2 and 3, so we are putting it here 2, so 2 boron, so 2 boron 4, and nitrogen is also balanced. Now for oxygen, how many oxygen? That is 7 oxygen is there, and hydrogen, it is 8 hydrogen is there. So that if you are taking that here 8 hydrogen and 4 plus 3, 7 oxygen, so it is balanced. So borax is treated with ammonium chloride, we may get boron nitride and boric anhydride. Then what is the uses of borax? And the first use, which is used as a flux in metallurgy. What is that? It is used as flux in metallurgy. So it is used as a flux in metallurgy. What is that flux? Flux is the component to decrease the fusion temperature. So it is used as a flux in metallurgy. And it is used as preservative. It is used as a preservative. So preservative. And it is used as, that is glaze in pottery. Glaze in pottery. So it is used as a glaze in pottery. What do you mean by glaze? It is to put or produces a shiny appearance in earthenware household earthenware, then it is uses of borax. Okay. Now, we may take the next component, that is boric acid, H3BO3. It is boric acid. Boric acid is the formula H3BO3, or it is written as, that is BOH thrice, and it has boron and OH, and here OH, and here OH. It is boric acid or orthoboric acid. And orthoboric acid is H3BO3 and BOH thrice. How will you prepare this orthoboric acid? So, it is preparation method. And the first preparation method from that borax. Just now we may see that it is from borax. It is borax. So, from borax, what is it borax? It is Na2B4O7, and it is treated with hydrochloric acid and that water, and boric acid is prepared. So, borax is treated with the acid. So, we are get, that is H3BO3 and NaCl is the product, Na and Cl. So, 2 Na, so that here 2 Cl, and here it is 2, and 4 boron, so that here 4, and 12, so 2 hydrogen is, so here that is a 5 molecule of water. 5 molecule of water. So, from borax we may get boric acid. And the second preparation, it is from colemanite. What is that? Colemanite. So, from colemanite. What is that colemanite? It is it is Ca2B6O11. Colemanite Ca2B6O11. So, colemanite is sulfur dioxide and water. Sulfur dioxide and water. So, colemanite is treated with sulfur dioxide and water. We are getting boric acid, H3BO3 and calcium bisulfite. Now, balance this equation. How will you balance? B6, so that it is 6, and calcium, 2 calcium, so that here that is 2 calcium, and so boron is balanced and calcium is balanced, and we are taking that sulfur, and here that is 2 into 2, so 4 sulfur, so that it is 4 sulfur, and water molecule, and here how many hydrogen is there? Only 2, and here what is that? It is 6 into 3, that is 18 hydrogen, and here that is 4 hydrogen, 2 and 2, so that 4 hydrogen, so that it is 22 hydrogen is there, so we are getting that 11 water molecule. And oxygen is balanced or not? We are take that is oxygen here, it is 11, and 4 into 2, that is 8, and here plus 11 plus 8. So, totally it is 22, that is 30 oxygen. And it is balanced or not? We take that oxygen, that is 6 into 3, that is 18, and 3 into 2, that is 6 into 2, that is 12, 18 plus 12, so that 30, so it is balanced. So, we are get colemanite is treated with the sulfur dioxide and water, gives us boric acid and calcium bisulfite. Properties of boric acid. The first property, that is acidic nature. And you know that boric acid. What is it boric acid? It is H3BO3, boric acid. Do you think boric acid is tribasic acid? It is not a tribasic acid. So, it is not tribasic acid. What do you mean by tribasic acid? Produces 3 proton. For example, we may take HCl is monobasic acid. What do you mean by monobasic acid? It is on dissociated, produces H plus and Cl minus. So, it will be produces 1 proton. So, it is monobasic acid. And if you take H2SO4 is dibasic acid. Dibasic acid. What do you mean by dibasic acid? It will be produces 2 proton. So, it will be produces 2H plus and SO4 2 minus. 2H plus and SO4 2 minus. So, 2 proton is given. Now, here boric acid has 3 proton, that is H3BO3. It is considered as it is monobasic acid. Monobasic acid. What do you mean by monobasic acid? It will be produces 1 proton, but in the case of boric acid, it cannot produces a proton, but it will accept hydroxide ion, so that it is considered as a Lewis acid. Suppose we are take H3BO3 in aqueous solution, that is water, and here we may get it is in equilibrium and form that is BOH 4 times minus, BOH 4 times minus and H3O plus, and you know already it is written as H3BO3 or BOH thrice. So, by accepting hydroxyl ion, here 3OH and 4OH, by accepting hydroxyl ion, it will act as a monobasic acid, particularly it is Lewis acid, because it will be accepts electron from hydroxide ion, so that it is a Lewis monobasic acid. So, it is not a tribasic acid, it is a monobasic acid. So, it is acidic nature. So, what is the basicity of boric acid is 1. So, it is monobasic acid. And the second property, we may take that reaction with sodium hydroxide or alkali. Reaction with alkali. When boric acid is treated with 1 molecule of sodium hydroxide. Boric acid is treated with 1 molecule of sodium hydroxide and form that sodium metaborate, NaBO2, and that water, sodium metaborate. Now, balance the equation. Here that is boron and here boron, sodium and oxygen, here 3 and 4 hydrogen, so that we may take 2 water molecule, and oxygen 3 and 4, so 2 and 4, so it is balanced. With 1 molecule of sodium hydroxide, it will be gives sodium metaborate. Boric acid H3BO3 is treated with 2 moles of sodium hydroxide and form that is Na2B4O7 and that water molecule. And this Na2B4O7 is nothing but sodium tetraborate. So, Na2B4O7 is nothing but tetraborate, BO2 is nothing but metaborate. Now, balance this equation. So, here we may take 1 boron and 4 boron, so that it is 4, and 2 Na and Na, it is balanced. And in the case of oxygen and hydrogen, so first we are take hydrogen, only 2 hydrogen is there, and here it is 12. So, hydrogen it is 12 and here it is 2. So, it is 14. So, 14 hydrogen is there. So, we are take it is 7. So, 7 molecule of water. Now, oxygen also what is that? It is 12 and plus 2. So, that it is 14 oxygen is there. Now, it is 7 and 7. So, it is balanced. So, reaction with the sodium hydroxide with 1 molecules of sodium hydroxide gives sodium metaborate and 2 molecules of sodium hydroxide gives sodium tetraborate. And the third one, that is action of heat. Action of heat. What happens when boric acid is heated? What is it, boric acid? That is H3BO3. It is boric acid. Boric acid is heated up to 373 Kelvin. 373 Kelvin. Then it will be gives metaboric acid, HbO2 and that water. So, by heating, we are removing water molecule from this, H2 and O remaining HbO2. So, it is metaboric acid. What is that? It is metaboric acid. Metaboric acid. Okay. Now, metaboric acid HbO2 further on heating up to 413 Kelvin. Metaboric acid is heated up to 413 Kelvin. Then we may get, that is tetraboric acid H2B4O7 and that water molecule. It is tetraboric acid. Tetraboric acid. So here B4, so that it is a 4 hydrogen. So H2 and H2, oxygen 8, so 7 plus 1, 8. So it is balanced. So what is a tetraboric acid? It is H2B4O7. It is heated on red hot condition. Red hot condition gives B2O3. That is boric anhydride and water. Then balance the equation. So 2 boron, 4 boron, so that it is 2. And hydrogen 2, oxygen 7, so 6 plus 1, 7, so it is balanced. So it is action of heat. Action of heat. Boric acid unheated, metaboric acid, metaboric acid unheated, tetraboric acid, tetraboric acid unheated, boric anhydride. Okay. The next property, that is boron is reaction with ammonia. Reaction with ammonia. What is that? Reaction with ammonia. Boric acid, that is H3BO3, is reacted with ammonia. Reacted with ammonia and form that it is boron nitride. Boron nitride and water. Boron nitride and water. So that boron nitride and water molecule, so 6 water molecule, so 6 hydrogen, so that here 3 and 3 oxygen, so it is 3 oxygen. So we may get boron nitride. And the fifth one, it is ethyl borate test. So what is that ethyl borate test? It is the identification of borate radical. So we may identify the borate radical BO3 2 minus. Borate radical is identified by ethyl borate test. Now we may take a boric acid H3BO3 and with ethyl alcohol C2H5OH and in presence of concentrated sulfuric acid. When ethyl alcohol is treated with boric acid, we may get an ester. We may get an ester BOC2H5 thrice and water molecule. So here 3 water molecule is here it is C2OH thrice, so 3, so we are get 3 water molecule and it is considered as a ester. So the ester of ethyl borate, that is trialkyl borate, it is otherwise written as, what is it here, C2H5 thrice BO3. So trialkyl borate and it is produces green edged flame. Green edged flame. So in Bunsen burner it will be produces a green edged flame, so that we may identify the borate radical present in a salt. So it is ethyl borate test. ethyl borate test. And the next one, it is formation of BF3. How will you use that? BF3 from boric acid. When boric acid, we are taking, that is H3BO3, boric acid, calcium fluoride and sulfuric acid. Then we may take that BF3. So we want to get BF3, and calcium is there and sulfate is there, so that it is calcium sulfate and boron BF3, and so that we are get, that is H2O. Now balance the equation. Here fluorine 2 and here 3. So opposite, here 2 and that 3. 2 and 3. Now 3 calcium, so that here it is 3 calcium. 3 sulfate, so that it is 3 sulfate. And hydrogen, we may take, it is 6 hydrogen. And here we may take that boron, 2 boron, so that here that is 2 boron. So hydrogen we are take, it is 12. So it is 6, and here also it is 6. So totally 12 hydrogen is there. So that we are taking hydrogen, so 6 water molecule is produces. So formation of boron trifluoride, it is another one topic, that is boron trifluoride preparation. How will you produces boron trifluoride from boric acid? And the next one, it is formation of borax. Formation of borax. So how will you prepare borax from boric acid? So boric acid is treated with sodium carbonate, Na2CO3. Na2CO3, that is a soda ash, we may get Na2B4O7, Na2B4O7 and carbon dioxide and water. Now we may take boric acid. Boric acid is treated with the soda ash or sodium carbonate, gives a borax, that is Na2B4O7. Now balance the equation, Na2. So B4 is there, so that it is 4 boron, boric acid, and hydrogen and carbonate is there. So hydrogen, we are taking hydrogen here, that is, it is 12. So 12 hydrogen, so that it is 6 H2O. And oxygen, we may take that here oxygen, so 4 into 3, that is 12, and that plus 3, so it is 15 oxygen is that. So 7 here, oxygen 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, so it is balanced. So these are the chemical properties of boric acid. Now what is the structure of boric acid? We may take the structure of boric acid, H3BO3. Listen, we may take here boron, that is boron, and we are taking here, that is oxygen, and here we are take, that is oxygen and oxygen. So we may take that here, we may take, it is 3 ring of benzene. So we may take the ring structures of benzene. So we may take like this, and here boron, and we may take like this. Here that is oxygen, and here also we are take, here it is a boron, and here it is oxygen. So here oxygen, and here oxygen and oxygen. Now boron, and here there will be a hydrogen, and here boron, and here oxygen, and here oxygen. So we may take like this. So boron. Now here we may take that hydrogen. So hydrogen is bonded here, and we may take here there is a hydrogen, so that here there is a hydrogen. So there is hydrogen bond, and we may take here hydrogen, and here there is a bond. Now in this carbon, oxygen, there is not directly attached, so there will be a hydrogen bond. So in this hydrogen bond, we are taking here, there is a hydrogen, so it is hydrogen bond, and here oxygen. So we may take here oxygen, and here oxygen, and we may take here oxygen. So there is a hydrogen bond, and here there is a hydrogen bond. So this is the structure of boric acid. Structure of boric acid. So structure of boric acid likewise. Now what is the uses of boric acid? Boric acid is used as preservative. What is that? Preservative. And it is also used as antiseptic in eye lotion. Antiseptic in eye lotion. So it is the uses of boric acid. And so we may cover the two component of boron. One is borax and boric acid. Borax and boric acid. Okay. So study regularly and keep on studying.